welcome back, everyone, to episode 108 of the Tundra Cast. I got Nick,
Yo,
I got Rossi,
Howdy.
and once again, for the fourth straight year, it's the Tundra Cast's fifth edition of the trade deadline preview. Um, and I mean, the deadline is in 1 week time from now exactly. You got a lot of trades before the four nations, like Mikko Rantanen, JT Miller, Marcus Pedersen, Cody Ceci went for a first round pick. There's that Joel Farabee trade. But there's still a lot of other names that are available and have yet to be moved. So let's just dive right in. Um, we'll guess where they go. We'll guess if they stay or not. And yeah. So first up, Mikko Rantanen of Carolina, which is still weird to say. I think I heard a few days ago by Elliot, that or Frank or whoever said it, that Carolina will keep Rantanen even if they can't get an extension done. So I don't really see them moving on for him, but if they do, I think that'd be really freaking funny.
yeah, that's the biggest fumbling of all time with him and Gensel the year before. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't. He just hasn't been playing that good though. Like, he had a really slow start. He's playing on the top line with Aho and Svechnikov, and he just hasn't really been the same. And you got people on Twitter that are like, "Oh, he's been exposed. He's not with McKinnon. He's not. He's not with that superstar player." And he should be playing like that superstar player because Aho is also a great player. He's not McKinnon level, but like he's top line center. He like on like any team, right? So
Rossi, any
I'm
thoughts?
just trying to pull up his stats with Carolina real quick.
That's
with-
fair.
with
I think he got
Carolina-
2 points last.
he's like, yeah, he's like under a point a game though. I think he's like
He's-
eight, like he's got like 5 points.
9 games played, 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, not great, not great.
Yeah,
Like I think they'll extend him at some point. I don't think they want to lose him like they lost Gensel last year, because that'd be, like you said, very disastrous, especially since Marty Natchez has been freaking amazing for the
yeah.
Avs. So yeah, I mean this is just a short, I guess, short take on Ranson. We don't think he's gonna move. Even if he does, I don't know where he would go. Like I don't see any of these teams
Yeah.
like the teams listed here: Dallas, Vegas, Toronto, Tampa would have to pay up freaking basically every single pick, every single prospect, because I think Carolina wants to try to win that deal. Like you said, like I said, they gave up Marty Nate just to get him, and I don't know. I don't know how they may be able to make a trade work, to be honest. So he's staying. I'm pretty confident in that. Number two, we got Brock Nelson of the New York Islanders. Kind of kind of weird considering he's the only guy on that team besides Barzell that can actually score. So I don't know why they really want to trade him. Like I know he's a UFA, but still. 17 goals this season. The last 3 years, he had 34, 36, and 37. So a bit of a down year for him, but I mean, he's shown the capability, like I said, being a 30-goal guy. Um, I mean, he might be the best rental and the best player on the market at this point. I think he does get moved, and I think the price might be a first and prospect, and I think for a contending team that's worth it, especially with how not weak this draft is, but it's not as strong as the last few years. I know. I mean, Nick can say more about that, I guess.
It's definitely weaker. It's definitely a weak year than it's been the last like few years. I'd say like 21 was kind of a weird year, but the top end of this draft is really good. But once you get to like after like 15, 16, it really drops off. So, and there was a first round pick that was traded to what is it? Cody Ceci, like you mentioned, right? Like everyone's like, oh, first round pick, but like it's really not that much this year because it's just that weak of a class. Also, I don't know why Boston's one of the linked teams on this list.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. That seems like a weird
Weird
Boston
team.
move, but yeah. It's out of place for sure.
If I have to guess the location, like we do every year, I'm gonna go with Minnesota. He is from Minnesota, Minnesota definitely needs more support on the center front. I mean, Joel Eriksson's been great. Marco Rossi is pretty good, but I think having Nelson in that middle six gives you a lot more options, a lot more depth, a lot more flexibility. And I mean, Minnesota's having a pretty good year. I know they've fallen quite a bit in the standings the last few months. So just adding a guy like Nelson, I think, would really strengthen their team.
Well, Eric's neck hurt is hurt right now, I think too.
Oh
Kaprizov's
yeah,
hurt still too, so that would, I mean, it would make sense just to kind of push them down the last little bit of the season. They're having a good year, so they also don't want to lose that momentum. So that makes sense for Minnesota. I agree.
Yeah, Minnesota makes the most
Uh,
sense for Nelson.
right. Number 3, Dylan Cousins from the Buffalo Sabres. I don't know why Buffalo is so eager to shop Dylan Cousins. I
Buffalo
know
just sucks. They suck at everything.
they're terrible. Yeah, right. But, like,
They
he's
want to
still
trade
young.
Paterka now too. Some news came out today. They want to trade Paterka now too. I don't know if he's in this list.
Why?
I don't
Paterka's
know.
sick.
Like, let your players develop and grow a little bit, man. Like, they're still young.
We will
It's
trade
I mean, yeah,
him,
insane.
but
like Cousins is 24 years old, man. He's
Yeah.
24. Like, yeah, has he been that 30 goals, 70-point guy like he was a few years ago? No, but he's still young. Give him some time to grow. You've seen them ship off guys like Eichel and O'Reilly and Sam Reinhart, and look how that turned out for them, man. Like, and then Buffalo wonders, oh, I wonder why we've been so bad over the last few years. Yeah, because you're stupid. So I don't think he gets dealt. But if he does, I wonder about Vancouver in a Pedersen swap. I
yeah,
think
that's
that
what
would
I
be
was
pretty
thinking.
interesting.
I think that was in the news for a little bit. I just don't know about Pedersen either, man. I mean, I know he's fallen off. I just don't know if Cousins is. I don't know. Pedersen's just a weird one in itself. I wonder about Detroit in that list too.
yeah.
I'm like, that could be a fit for him as well. You know, I mean, you have Larkin as your number one, kind of Cousins. I don't know. Andrew Kopp just got hurt for the rest of this year, but just for like the future as well, like that down the center court doesn't seem like a bad fit. Like you have your depth in Rasmussen and Veleno and all those guys. So Cousins would I think would fit nicely on like a second line or third line for Detroit. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that. But I think the team's there. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Uh, yeah. Like I don't think he gets moved. Like,
They shouldn't. I wouldn't move
yeah, I
him,
mean he
but you know what
shouldn't, but I mean knowing Buffalo, they'll trade him
I
to like Vegas and he'll win the cup this year. So
mean.
I don't know. Number 4, we got Brandon Tanev of the Seattle Kraken. I'm kind of surprised at this because the Kraken love Brandon Tanev. The fan base loves him. I just didn't think they would trade away a fan favorite. But, I mean, he is a UFA. We all know what he brings. He's a fast bottom six guy who PKs. I mean, not a lot of offense, but, I mean, he's not a guy that's going to hurt your team. And, I mean, he's a playoff type guy, so and once again, you see teams like Toronto, Washington, Rangers, Vegas, Tampa, these playoff contenders. Um, if I had to pick a team, I think he fits Tampa perfectly, to be honest with you, in the way they play. Just on that forward check, trying to piss off the opposition. Exactly how Tampa plays. That's where I think he goes. It probably costs like maybe a third round pick and some prospect, something in that ballpark. But yeah, I think more teams should be in on him. To be honest.
Yeah, he's really good. He's undervalued, I think, just as a depth guy. I think I saw a stat the other day that like both Chris Tanev and Brandon Tanev lead their respective positions in blocked shots, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There's just something about him that really screams like a trail living type player, and maybe that's just because they have Chris Tanev and they're kind of similar in certain respects. But I mean, the thing with Toronto is I don't think he's really a player that they should be looking for to acquire. But I mean, it could happen. I would say Tampa too is a good shout. But who knows about Vegas too? Like Vegas, I think Theodore is going to be out, right? So there's just some more cap room for you, and we'll see about Mark Stone too. So yeah, fuck you, Vegas.
Rossi.
uh, I wouldn't sleep on Washington when it comes to getting somebody like Tanev or just acquiring players in general at the deadline. I think they're gonna try to make that last push for Ovechkin, in his what may be his last year.
Yeah, good point. At number 5, we got Seth Jones. Very shocking that this trade didn't work out. Very shocking. I don't know if anyone wants Seth Jones. Like, he hasn't been bad. But he's still not worth that contract. Even with the cap going up, he's still not worth that contract. And he can control his own destiny. Teams linked: Dallas, Colorado, Florida. I mean, Dallas does need help on the right side. The right side, CC, I think Thumba and Labushkin. That's awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I don't really think Colorado needs him. Like, do you really need Jones behind the car? Just go for like a low key depth off option. I think Florida is very intriguing because they do have space with the Kachuk LTIR now. And they've had a hole there ever since they lost Brandon Montour for agency. They got a lot of prospects still. They got a few first rounders. You know what? Yeah, I think he goes to Florida. Now that I think about it,
Florida
I
definitely makes
I can honestly see
sense.
that.
Yeah. I was trying to think of who played in that right side, and I couldn't really think about it. But Montour, yeah,
Sexton
he was
now.
not even there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think the problem is that Chicago wants a good return for Seth Jones, and
They're not going to get it.
they're not going to
Oh,
get
they're
it
not gonna-
because number one, let's be honest, Seth Jones is not that good. He's a top 4 defender, yeah, but for 9 million, no. And not only that, but it's gonna have to be a 3-team trade. You know, because you're gonna have to get that cap hit down. So you're gonna lose a lot of that value in adding in that third team.
And Chicago's got to retain the most of it too if they want to
Yeah.
get full value of them. So, which they retained a lot on Renton already. Be it it's only this season,
They
but
only got a 3rd round pick. By the
yeah,
way.
exactly.
Or-
And that was only.
oh,
I think that was
3rd
really
round
only for
pick.
Taylor Hall. Yeah, as they were like, yeah, Taylor Hall's not even worth a third. So we're just gonna give you the third because you retained, salary on Renton. So
Yeah, I mean Kyle
pretty
Davidson.
sad.
So
Maybe just like I don't know, make a better team. Bedard is like dying, and
and maybe don't give Connor Bedard, Philip Kershev, and Nick Foligno's.
he's had like I saw something the other day. He's had like 36 line combinations this season. I'm like, oh my god, poor guy.
He hasn't had a consistent line mate all year.
How do you develop like chemistry with anyone? You're just there,
Just
They're trying to
there.
build around you, but the team is shit. It's so weird.
Yeah, how do
Poor
you
guy,
develop
man.
in general?
He looks dead. Like
Yeah,
I don't even know.
he does not look happy.
But yeah, don't give 10 million. Don't give $9.5 million to Seth Jones. Lesson number 1.
Right. So we all agree. Florida.
Yeah, Florida or Dallas.
Yeah, that
the
makes
next
sense. I could see Dallas too, just because Dallas likes to kind of splash around this time. They have a really good team. Like they're so close to being in the finals again, but we'll see what happens.
All right. Number 6, Braden Shen of the Blues. The captain of the Blues, kind of having a bit of a down year. 12 goals in 60 games, 36 points. He's up there in age. He's 33, turning 34. Has like 3 years left, making 6.5 million. Obviously, not the player as he once used to be. I'd be very wary of trading assets for an aging player like him. And last year, me and Nick called the Leafs deadline, and I'm gonna try to do it again here. I think Toronto's gonna go all in for Brandon Shen.
I agree.
I think someone today, I forgot who. All these insiders are confusing me now, but
Yeah.
someone came out today and said Toronto's plan A is Braden Shen, and that the Blues are looking for a first and a top prospect.
Whoa.
So my prediction is Toronto's trading away a first round pick in Easton Callan for Braden Shen.
Such a steep price.
Hmm.
I've heard some.
Oh yeah, it's a very steep price, but it's trade living, man.
Yeah.
I thought you would have said Minton,
I think they like Minton a lot.
What about Nick
but I think they like Cowan a lot too. It feels like Robertson is like he's found a if this was last season, then for sure. But I think he's like found himself a role now that he's good with. He's been playing a lot, so I think Nick Robertson might be out of the question. But they need defense. I heard Ben Danford was a guy they were looking at too because St. Louis is really trying to rebuild their defense. They have for the last like year and a bit now.
Yeah.
But I would trade Ben Danford. I don't think he's like that amazing.
I'm gonna be honest. I hope the rumors that teams want to trade for both Braden and Luke are true because I want that fucker off my team. Get Luke Shen out of Nashville now. I don't care where he
He's been
goes.
good this season.
Just get Luke Shen and Braden Shen somewhere.
How many goals does he have this year?
One, and he's the one who's complaining about
It's
the
gonna
team
be-
can't score. You have one goal, bro.
Well,
Shut up.
this is gonna be like Tobias Reeder when he scored like 4 goals, and the GM was like, "Oh, if he scored 6, we would have made the playoffs." That's how it is with Luke Shen. Maybe if he had like 4 goals, you guys would be a little bit
maybe
better.
he had more than fucking 5 points.
He scored 1 goal all of last year too, so I wouldn't give your hopes up just yet.
Let's not get me started on this rant that I could go on for over an hour about that I've been holding in for like months now.
All right. So Nick says Toronto. I say Toronto. Rossi, what's your prediction?
Toronto, I would say they'll be the ones to do it.
All right. And if you're watching this, Ryan, yeah, be prepared for Braden Shen to be on your team. Number 7, KC Middlestat. Once again, kind of shocked that he's on this list so early because he just got traded last season, and he was so good last season for the Avs. He had 10 points in 18 games. In the playoffs, he had 9 points in 11 games. Even this season, he hasn't been that bad. He has 33 and 60, 10 goals. Like, is he a true number 2 center? Probably not. But I think he's an elite 3C, and that's not someone I would trade, especially a guy who's 26 years old and making a very good cap, a very reasonable cap hit at 5.75 million. I don't think they should trade him, and I don't really see them trading him.
No, I don't see.
Well, it says they're looking for an upgrade at center, but they have Netchus now too. Like, where does he play? In Colorado.
He's playing right wing for the Avs. Sorry, right wing with McKinnon.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if he's playing center, then like that's fine. But like, I'm surprised they're not in on someone like Dylan Cousins if you're looking for an actual upgrade to their second line. Like, I agree.
Why
That'd be
would they
really
trade
That is
right
true.
back for Middlestat?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? I don't know.
We got rid of him last year. Let's bring him back.
Yeah. Well, that'll just be a Buffalo thing, right? Oh shit, let's just trade our, someone better for the guy that we traded away. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean,
Buffalo giving up kids too early.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. It doesn't really seem like there's any team.
Yeah, in 3 years, when they're still bad, we'll hear Yuri Kulich trade rumors.
Yuri Kulich.
It'll be great.
Owen Power.
Owen Power is gone.
Number 8, Jake Evans. Oh, are you guys? Okay, never mind. Number 8, Jake Evans of the Montreal Canadiens. Jake Evans is a 3C who's shooting 19% right now and has 11 goals, aka shooting heater. Don't overpay for a guy on a shooting heater. Mostly referring to my team that loves to do this a lot. I mean, he can PK. He's a pretty quick player. I don't think much offensive upside. I mean, probably just a 25-point guy on a contender. I like at max, I would maybe trade away like a 4th-round pick. And as for our team, I think it'd be really funny if he went to Winnipeg, because Mark Scheifele absolutely killed him 4 years ago, or 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So, I think that'd be really funny if he went to Winnipeg. And you know what? For the memes, I think he goes to Winnipeg.
Yeah, you know what? For the memes, Winnipeg. But if I had to guess the team he actually goes to, I think he goes to Edmonton, because this is somebody that Edmonton likes. This is exactly a player Edmonton loves.
No. Never.
I want to say LA, but they're kind of already pretty deep on their like bottom 6. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably like. I mean, Winnipeg's a funny show, but I don't know. I don't know who we'll go to. I don't really know. He was in rumors, to be honest, but like you said, he's having a productive year and he's cheap, so he'll definitely get moved. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just say Winnipeg too. Winnipeg's funny.
Right. Number 9,
What the
we
fuck?
got one
What
of
the-
Bowen Byram.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Bowen Power. The guy who was just
I
drafted first overall 4 years ago.
I was a big believer that they should not have drafted Power first overall, not draft. Just a heads up.
I
But
was an Eklund guy.
I think I was too. I could pull this up actually on my rankings. Give me a second.
Luke Shen for Owen Power. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
So Owen Power in his first 3 years in the league, first 3 full years in the league, 35, 33, 31 points. He's been good defensively. He's been playing like 22 minutes a night. Again, why does Buffalo want to trade him?
I guess Byram kind of
Why?
makes sense a little bit, but like you just got the guy not that long ago. I know he gets hurt a lot, but like what's even the price you get for a guy like Byram? For Power, you probably get a decent amount, but like why would you
You
trade
got a
him?
lot back for Power. Bull and Byram, like you said, like concussion issues a lot. I mean, he's been fine. He has 29 points in 57 games. But is he a true top pairing defenseman? I don't know. I don't know if he is. So, I mean, listen, I don't think either of them move either. I feel like Buffalo is just having everyone on the block just to listen on offers, and if something blows them out of the water, they'll take it. Like, for a team that wants to make it back to the playoffs, you don't sell off pieces like this.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
reverse opposite effect.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
just.
I don't think he moves.
I think that
I don't think he.
I agree with your assessment. They're looking to
Mm.
see what they get.
I had Matty Beniers first overall, not draft for the record. I had Beniers, Eklund, Gunther, Clark, Power. Actually, I had Clark
Yeah.
ahead of him, so
Even Beniers recently has been kind of.
he kind of fell off a little bit too. I don't know what happened there. But
Maybe I should-
Eklund and Gunther look great right now. But
Oh yeah.
so I'll take
100%.
2 and 3. That's a good show. Beniers looked like he was going to be good, but we'll see.
Number 10, Elias Pettersson from the Vancouver Canucks.
He's
I don't
bald.
know what's up with him at all.
Ever since he shaved his head, he's been complete ass. I don't understand. Just grow your hair back out, dude.
I thought like the rumors were that when JT Miller's away from the team, Pettersson goes off. Well, Miller's been away for the team for like a month now, and I think he got worse.
Oh, he's been shit. I didn't realize
Yeah.
how bad he was until like a week ago. I saw highlights of the game. I was like, he's bad. He does not
Yes.
look good.
He has 35 points in 53 games, 11 goals. He's not gonna hit he's not even gonna hit 20 goals this season.
He's making $11.5 million. That's Marner money.
Yeah,
He's making Marner money.
In the playoffs last season, 6 points in 13 games. So like the struggles have been going on for at least a year at this point. They almost traded him to the Carolina Hurricanes before they got Mikko Rantanen. And I don't know. Buffalo's listed here, so like maybe they work on maybe it is like a Cousins and Power package,
Hmm.
or something like that. Cousins and Byram. Byram's from BC. But dude, like they gotta jumpstart him. I don't know if like maybe they fire Talkett and to bring in an offensive coach to bring back his offensive confidence, but man, you gotta do something with this guy. I don't think he's even tradable at this point.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just. It's not good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's nothing else to say. It's just not good.
I guess Buffalo makes sense. I mean, with the Cousins and Power or Byram thing, but again, I feel like he's just a weird player. I don't think that's really it's too high of a value for him. I think
He's gonna go to the.
if he moves, I don't know where he goes.
He's gonna go to the other very poorly run organization on this team's reportedly linked list. He's going to Ottawa.
Ottawa?
Yeah, he's going to Ottawa. Just one of the bad brand teams.
Okay.
He's gonna go to Columbus, and then he's gonna get traded from Columbus in a year, like the rest of the Columbus players.
Number 11, we got Yanni Gord. Has not played yet at all. This season. Is that true? Hold up. Hockey DB might be lying to me. One sec. Okay, no, he has played this season. Hockey DB did lie to me. He has 16 points in 35 games. Kind of on pace for what he usually does in a season, 35 to 40 points. We all know the intangibles Yanni Gore brings. He's a two-time Cup champion, pretty good two-way game. You can play on your PK, your power play, Swiss Army knife on your third line. Teams available here: Washington, Toronto, Tampa, Vegas, Colorado, and Boston. And we've been talking about centers. We've been talking about depth. The biggest thing that teams need to win the cup. One of these teams has awful bottom six depth, and they need more center depth. That's Colorado,
Hmm.
and that's where I think he goes. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Avs. He kind of reminds me of a JT Comfort type, that 3C that just does everything, 5v5 in special teams. Um, Probably cost the Avs a first round pick, which I mean, you obviously pay it for a guy like him, and in a weak draft year. And I think that'd be a great fit there. I know Tampa's there. I know he has a history in Tampa, obviously, but I think Colorado is gonna be desperate enough for a center and some depth that they might overpay for him.
I wouldn't count Vegas out of this either because they love running their three lines and just having this gritty defensive fourth line. I think he slots right into like a third line for Vegas.
Okay, Rossi.
Yeah, I mean,
But I like Colorado too. We can go there.
I think Tampa, Vegas, and Colorado make the most sense. But again, when it comes to like Washington, I think Washington is a team to look out for when it comes to the deadline because I think they will heavily buy.
Okay. Next up, Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders. Again, one of their only guys that can frickin' score. So why are you trading them? Uh, 18 goals this season. Last year, 30 goals. 34 years of age, so he is on the back nine of his career. LA, Vancouver, Colorado on here. And I'm going to go with the Kings because
Mhm.
I think that team just needs to score more. If they can get a few more scoring wingers, I honestly think they are the favorites to come out of the West. They have the elite goaltending right now. They've been one of the best defensive teams in the league, like always. They got rid of the 1-3-1, which is great for them, bad for me. Because I love playing the 1-3-1 in the playoffs because, we always kill the Kings, and that might be the opposite this time. Sorry, that might be the opposite this time. Um, and yeah, I just think fit wise that would make the most sense. And Jim Hiller knows Kyle Palmieri pretty well. Um, so I'm gonna go with the Kings.
I was gonna say
I
the
agree.
Kings too. The fit makes sense.
Okay, is that everyone's
Yeah,
thoughts?
just Kings.
Nothing else?
Yeah, it's pretty. No, yeah, just Kings. I just said I agree
Just
with the
Kings.
Kings.
Just
Okay.
Kings. Whoa,
Just King.
this is a picture.
Yeah, this guy. We got everyone's everyone's Drew
Whoa,
Doughty sketch right here.
whoa.
Mario.
Mario Ferraro.
No
Yeah.
offense to the guy,
I've
just
been talking this entire time. I want you guys to give your opinion. So you guys talk about Mario Ferraro.
I don't know anything about this guy except that he's got two missing teeth. Anyways, no, okay. Mario Ferraro. He's been pretty good for like he's been like a bright spot on that Sharks core, I will say. He's definitely been one of the better, more reliable defensemen. Their decor was obviously pretty god awful. Um, in terms of lefty, I always suck at where defensemen play on each side, but Colorado makes a little bit of sense, I guess. I'm gonna pick Colorado.
Okay.
I think
Rossi.
Winnipeg makes a lot of sense. Same with Colorado. He's a player that fits on both teams in my opinion.
I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
go. I'm gonna go off the board here with Mario Ferraro. I am gonna go with the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know why? Because
Leaf.
why not, man? Why not? I know he's from Toronto. He's from Toronto.
I'm sold.
Um, and they kind of need more depth on the back end, like Nick has alluded to earlier. And yeah, I think he's bad, and I just want to make Ryan pissed off. So, um, Mario Ferraro is going to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. Next up, Brock Besser
What the?
of the Vancouver Canucks.
What is
I'm
going on?
what?
What is going
Hmm?
on with Vancouver, bro?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't know.
they
I was gonna say about Ferraro too. Colorado was actually kind of weak on that left side. They got Taves and Gerard, and then kind of no one else. So he could slot it.
yeah. I'm
Anyways,
pretty sure Besser and the Canucks are talking contracts still. I think
they
he
want.
came
I
out
think he
saying,
wants like. I think he wants like 8 mil. Does he want like 8 or 10 mil?
"Ooh,
That's not bad.
oh." I mean, the cap's going up, but
He had a really good year last year, but he's he's gone back to his normal self this year. So
yeah.
who
So
knows with
the
him?
Canucks. So Saravelli said today Canucks offered Brock Besser 5 years at 8 million. Uh, if he declines that, then I guess you have to trade him because I don't know how much else you can pay him. Especially like Nick said, he's kind of fallen back to his old self. Usually like a 25, 30 goal guy.
I feel like he's
Uh,
kind of an inconsistent scorer in some ways because there's years where he's kind of been relatively on pace to like 20, 30 goals a year, but like a few years ago he had 18, and then he's exploded for 40. He's got 18 right now again. You know, he's kind of a weird player. And he needs to fit a system. So, um, out of all the teams listed, I guess Minnesota, just because Kaprizov's out right now, kind of makes sense if you're just looking for, you know, a rental that maybe if Vancouver ends up moving him, I don't know if they will, but
hometown boy too in Minnesota.
yeah, that's right. And maybe he'll sign in Minnesota as well. But it seems like sign long term, anyways. But it seems like the Canucks are making some headway in contract talks there. So I don't know if he'll get moved. It's kind of like Pedersen,
I think
but I
he
think
extends.
Besser's more likely. Yeah, I would lean towards that as well.
I
Rossi,
don't.
any thoughts?
I don't think he gets moved either. I think they extend him. However, I will say if he does get traded, I think Minnesota and Los Angeles are the best fits for him, and the places he's most likely to extend.
Okay. Number 15, Jared McCann. We got a
Pittsburgh,
Pens
put him on
legend
Pittsburgh.
there.
Trade him to
Um,
Pittsburgh.
Great player. Scored 40 a few years ago, 30 the year before that. Bit of a down year this year, but the entire Kraken team has been like that, so I'm not really concerned about his season thus far. Um, I think they'd be stupid to trade McCann, like really stupid to trade McCann. But I feel like that's how Seattle's kind of ran their team over the last few years. Um, I don't know. I don't know if he gets moved. I'm 50-50 on this. He could either stay or he could be shipped off to Vegas. Who knows? Like the hurdle deer last year. Who the fuck knew that hurdle was available? No one. Until Bob McKenzie dropped that bomb. So, I don't know. I don't know
Trade
what
him.
happens.
Trade him to Pittsburgh. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's going to Pittsburgh. It's going to be a
They can have
doob-ass masterclass.
they can have Eric Carlson back. It looks like they want to trade him, so it's 1-for-1.
1-for-1.
1-for-1. So, we all agree? You don't know what the hell's going to go on with Jared
No,
McCann?
I don't know at all.
I don't think they should trade him. I mean, isn't he like he's a top line player for Seattle? I think it'd be wrong to trade him,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah.
either way,
Number
it'll be
16, Brian Doolin.
Pittsburgh,
Oh,
come back,
yeah, another Pens legend.
flip, boom.
Didn't he just get hurt?
What's that?
Didn't he just get hurt?
I actually couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Oh, because I swear I saw a Saravelli tweet where he was like, Brian Doolin just got hurt. He was the 45th player on our trade bait board. I'm like, why are you saying it like that? He's like,
Frank's just the big yapper. I wouldn't really read into that. I mean, who knows? He probably came back and he didn't say anything. It didn't fit his narrative. Anyways,
yeah.
that just ruins any chance we had of getting Frank on the show. By the way.
Oof.
Dumoulin, listen, Dumoulin won 2 cups in Pittsburgh. He's a pretty good third pair defenseman at this stage of his career. He's listed the usuals: Winnipeg, Dallas, Tampa, and Edmonton. Oh man. I could see more teams. I mean, there should be more teams after him too. I'm gonna go with. Huh. I'm gonna go with the Ottawa Senators. Only because Travis Hamonic sucks and they need a replacement for Travis Hamonic.
It's
Uh,
fair.
I'm gonna go with the Washington Capitals just to piss off Nick.
I'd probably go. Winnipeg. I think that it's the best fit for him on the teams that are there. Tampa Bay, Edmonton, Dallas. They don't really need lefty. They need him. I mean, when you talk about Dallas, they need to improve the right side more. Heiskanen's hurt though, but he's not going to be a Heiskanen guy, is he? He's not an offensive guy at all. So, Winnipeg probably makes the most sense. I'll stay within the borders here.
All right. Number 17, Ivan Provorov of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Leave.
Another UFA. I'm pretty sure I heard that they were talking extension, but I guess not. Um, Provorov's kind of like a weird player. Like I don't think
Yeah,
he's bad. I don't think he's good.
he's a very solid like number 4 defenseman that can put up offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he hasn't really hit his potential in terms of what he should have been or could have been. Especially in that 2015 draft, just that deep draft, right?
Yeah.
Like he was fun in Philly. He's been okay in Columbus, but nothing really spectacular. And especially this year, where Columbus are a little bit better, he's still just kind of putting up the relatively same amount of production there too. So he's a bit of a weird one. You mentioned Ottawa. Like Ottawa's on here. I would actually not mind that fit for Ottawa. A defenseman that can play both sides, and you replace Travis Hamonic, like you mentioned. That wouldn't be bad. Or even Dallas looking to replace that right side as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna say freaking. I'll go Dallas because I haven't had Dallas train for a defenseman yet. I think it's a clear need right now, especially if Heiskanen out till the second round. And I guess he can somewhat quarterback that power play. He can produce somewhat. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Dallas here. Rossi, anything?
I
You've been
agree.
quiet.
I agree. Dallas. To be honest, I think he fits Dallas's needs mostly more than Ottawa's.
Right. Number 18, John Gabriel Pajot. I remember that 4 goal game he had like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy how 2017 was 8 years ago.
I don't like to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. 3C, kind of not old but not young. 5 million's a bit much. Doesn't really produce a lot, but he's good. I don't know if you're getting back if you're getting back a lot for Jean Gabriel Pajot. Like maybe a third or a second and a low end prospect if you're lucky. If you're the Islanders, I don't really know who would be interested either in him. Because I think he kind of. I think Yanni Gord's a better version of Jean Gabriel Pajot, like a way better version of Jean Gabriel Pajot.
And he's worth
And
that 5 mil. Like he makes more.
yeah, so I don't know. I honestly don't have a clue what's gonna happen with him. No, nor do I care because no one cares about the Islanders.
I think I think whatever team doesn't get Gord, they'll get
That's like their backup option.
Yeah, Peugeot's just the emergency option if you don't get Gord, basically.
All right, then Tampa Bay. Fuck it. Why not?
Fuck it, yeah.
I was just gonna say Vegas. Why not?
You're seeing Vegas for everybody.
I know.
I mean, listen. If Stone goes on LTIR, then they have like 15 million to use. So I maybe.
That's what
you're
I
right.
mean. They'll just load them up. They trade for everybody, man.
This just in. Mark Stone is hurt till game 1 of the first round of the playoffs. Like every year.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we'll go a bit faster here. Jamie Oleksiak from the Seattle Kraken. We got Toronto, where he's from. We got Dallas, where he used to play. And we got Edmonton. And holy fuck, I would love Jamie Oleksiak on my team. It doesn't show it on here, but he can also play right hand side. He'd be perfect for Darnell Nurse. Just like, please, please,
He's going to
I'm
Dallas.
begging you, make a good move.
This guy's a Leaf.
He's going to Dallas.
He screams Trevor. Come on, he screams Boston Pizza, man. He's a Leaf. He's a Leaf.
Boston Pizza started at Edmonton, though. So,
Oh, good. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Why do they call it Boston Pizza? What's Boston
mean-
about it?
Nothing's Boston about it. Yeah, I like fuck it, Edmonton. I don't give a shit if it's copium. Edmonton.
Hope. Dallas.
He's a Leaf.
Oh.
He's gonna be the Labushkin of this year. He's a Leaf.
Oh, Bushkin sucks. He's actually good.
He'll suck when he gets traded to Toronto.
Okay, number 20. No, this number 20 is a Leaf.
Woo!
Edmonton.
This guy's a Leaf.
No, he's
This
going.
guy's
to,
a Leaf.
he's
Oh my
going to
god, he's linked with
Toronto.
Edmonton too.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
he's
imagine
not
a
an
wrist.
Oiler.
Dude, imagine a Ristolainen and Nurse pairing, bro. Come on, he could play on the right side. He's
You know what?
perfect.
Edmonton.
He's
He needs
not
to be paired
gonna
with
be an
Nurse.
Oiler.
He needs to be paired with Nurse.
He's not gonna be an Oiler.
He needs to be paired with Nurse.
In all
Nurse-
seriousness, it doesn't look like he's actually gonna get moved from Philly.
I know.
But he's gonna be a Leaf at some point, so I'm just gonna say Leaf.
Just get it over with. Send him to the Leafs.
All right. Ristel sucks, by the way. He's like 6'5", making $5 million, and he can't skate. He can't produce offense. He's not good defensively. The only thing he can do is hit. So, stay away. Just stay away. Number
Go, Edmonton,
21,
Go.
an interesting player. I like Ryan Donato.
I also, yeah, I think he's. I always picture him better in my head than what he actually is, but he's not bad.
He has like 20 goals, I'm pretty sure, so far this
Yeah, he's
season.
actually having a good year. He's having a career year, actually. Holy, yeah, he's been pretty good, actually. Jesus, all right,
Makes $2 million.
all right,
a
Ryan.
season. Makes $2 million a season. It's kind of, yeah. I mean, like even the past few years, 12 goals, 14 goals, 16 goals. Last 3 years, been around the 30-point mark, playing in your bottom six. He's gonna be cheap on the cap. I don't care. This is being biased, but Edmonton, fuck you guys. He's an Oiler.
Mm.
New
He's going to
Jersey.
LA.
They have a lot of wingers. They could use another depth center there. I'm gonna
Why
say
do
New
you
Jersey.
say LA? Why do you say LA, Rossi?
Because, like you said, LA needs more just flat out scoring, and
Yeah.
he can score. So I think it makes sense to have him. They could easily move him to wing.
That too. All right. Next up, we got Ryan Lindgren. This guy had like one good year, like a really good year.
Every time I
kind of
see
bad.
Ryan Lindgren, every time I see Ryan Lindgren, it's always a highlight of him just getting lit up, like along the board. Like he'll just get hit so hard, and like every clip I see of him, it's so weird. He just like doesn't know how to defend himself whatsoever. I don't know.
He's a UFA. I don't think he moves because I've heard freaking nothing about him being moved.
I
Again,
heard a little bit at the
it's
start, but I'm not sure.
the same teams being linked. Holy shit! When I'm picking
Yeah,
Dallas.
I know. Well, that's what I mean. That's why like you keep picking Vegas, and I'm like, well, they're all linked with them.
I think he's gonna make a fantastic.
So I don't think he goes to any of those teams. FYI.
Detroit. Fuck it.
Oh no.
Why not? Detroit.
A Petrie Lindgren pairing? That sounds elite.
That'd be very funny to watch.
It would be. Oh, that'd be awful.
All right.
Hmm.
Nick
You
has
know
no
what?
clue.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Florida. Fuck it. We'll say Florida.
Whoa.
Florida.
Florida.
Next up, Rossi can talk about Gustav Nyquist here.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm not gonna go on the rant. I promise.
Okay.
I think that the problem is that the Predators have a very bad GM currently.
Mm.
One that needs to get better or get the fuck out of town. He, from what I've heard, I think he's getting the same treatment as Ryan O'Reilly, where basically they're treating it as if he has a no trade clause and will only be moved if he wants to be. I'm not sure how true that is, but I think both him and O'Reilly have that like agreement with the GM. But I think if he does get moved, it'll be to a team that sort of needs his services, like a LA or like a Tampa Bay or somebody like that, because he can play center for a team that needs a center, and he also plays the wing. But I also just don't think he gets moved because for some reason our GM, who shall not be named, thinks that this team is still a competitor.
Okay, so where do you think he goes?
If he
If he
goes
does get moved.
anywhere, I think he goes to like LA or just a team that needs like a depth scorer, which he can be.
You know what? I think he goes back to Columbus. I think Columbus is going to add a little bit here, try to make a push, or Detroit, one of those two teams. I think he goes either back to Detroit or Columbus.
Yeah, that
I
makes
thought
sense.
about those teams too. Yeah, I thought about Detroit as well. Detroit might be a good fit.
Yeah,
Just based on where their team is, they're also going to try and make a push too, right? I think Eiserman's kind of done with being out of the playoffs for 9 years. But can you believe it's been that long since they made the playoffs? 9 years.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Number 24, David Savard. No,
Edmonton.
Edmonton. Oilers!
Oiler.
no.
Oiler.
He's going back to Tampa.
No, he's going to
Is
Edmonton.
it Slink? Oh, he's going back to Tampa.
Darnell Nurse,
Or
David
just-
Savard
or-
pairing is the best.
Or does Dallas add another questionable RD and add David Savard?
That too. Actually, that could happen.
That actually could happen.
I don't know if anyone wants David Savard. He's not good.
Edmonton.
Well,
He
that's
makes-
just. I think to
makes-
our eyes, he's not good. But when NHL GM sees someone like him, they're just like, "Oh yeah, David Savard, big,
He's
He makes
good
big
at
man."
$3.5 million, man. Who could afford him? Even at 50% retained, that's like way too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna freaking say, you know what? Screw it, Toronto. Bristol might not get traded, but Savard will. Toronto and Braden Shen.
Oh,
What a
and Luke
great
Shen.
deadline.
And Luke Shen.
And Luke Shen.
Yes. Please get him out of Nashville.
Number 25, another Leaf. Scott
Another
Laughton.
Leaf, yeah.
Do you guys
I was
remember?
just
He's
gonna
also
say.
not good.
Do you guys remember when I called his contract a few years ago?
I know 3x5. I remember that. You called IFLs too next
Yeah.
stream. I remember that.
That was weird.
He's from Toronto. He hasn't been good this year. He only has 27 points in 57 games. He's not that good defensively. He's just not good in general. So, yeah, Leaf.
Yeah, it sounds like the Leafs are the most linked with him from what I've seen.
Exactly.
They won a first round. They also won a first round pick, which is a bit much, but yeah, he's
Don't
a
worry.
Leaf.
That's where Fraser Minton's getting traded to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Scott Laughton, Braden Shen, Luke Shen, and David
David
Savard.
Savard.
Welcome to Toronto.
That's
Welcome to Toronto.
There's a great deadline for you, Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, for NHLers, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
26, we got Trent Frederick of the Boston Bruins.
That is a picture.
That is a sick picture. Bottom six guy, very physical, can score a bit. This guy can go freaking anywhere. He only makes 2.3 million. He's 26 years of age. I'm gonna say Carolina, because I think Carolina wants to add more, and I think he'd be a good fit there.
I agree, to be honest. I don't see why Boston wants to move him. I mean, out of all their players, why move one of your younger guys? I don't get it, but Carolina makes a lot of sense.
See, I just agree with you too. I don't see why they would want to move Trent Frederick. The only reason for me is I think he's asked for kind of a lot more money than he's worth, and maybe Boston doesn't want to pay that, which makes entirely a lot of sense. But Trent Frederick is like Mr. Boston, you know. It's like when Lucic got traded. It's like, how are you trading Milan Lucic right now? Not that Frederick is Lucic anyway, but just in the sense of like that, like, you know, the rock'em sock'em style of Bruins hockey. He fits that mold to a T.
Yeah.
So it'd be weird to see him get moved, but Carolina does make sense. Even a team like Washington makes a little bit of sense too.
Yeah.
You know, they may be looking to add a little bit of something, but I think I saw something recently that they maybe weren't looking to make moves because their team's just been playing so well the way they have been. So it's one of those things: do you actually make moves? Do you stay put? But you know, I could see Frederick playing on a Washington team for sure.
Definitely. And then, as I said before, I think Washington does make a push this year because it could be
They'll probably do
Ovi's last
something.
year.
Yeah, I think you have to eventually. Maybe one of those D could move as well. Eventually, you have to kind of address when John Carlson's not going to be there, and you know Ovechkin as well. But there's not like a whole lot of top flight D in there either. So
All right, number 27, Ricardo Raquel. I don't think he moves at all.
No, I don't see who wants him.
Even 28 at Ryan O'Reilly, I don't think that he moves either.
No, Ryan
Yeah,
O'Reilly
those
does
two would be
not
weird.
move. Like I said, they're treating him like he does have a no
No
movement
move
clause, no
clause.
trade clause. He will only be traded if he wants to be and to whoever he wants to be. So for the Predators, the offer has to be right. O'Reilly has to want to be traded there. A lot needs to line up, basically, and it's a lot to ask to get Ryan O'Reilly, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think he gets moved, especially because the GM, who shall not be named, thinks that the team is still competitive.
And Ricardo Raquel, I mean, he's been one of the bright spots on the Penguins this year. I don't think I'm like. I know you can probably get a lot for Raquel right now, but I think it's just best to hold on to him and maybe trade him in the summer.
if we're not going to
I
get a
don't.
top flight prospect for him, like in the Gensel trade, then or
Yeah.
unlike in the Gensel trade, then I don't think it's worth moving him.
Yeah.
You know,
29. We got another Penguin, Matt Grizzlick. I remember when this guy was really good. I mean, I know points wise he's been good this year, but I think his defensive game's kind of been a bit.
this
iffy.
guy is the definition of a power play merchant. Definition. You know, I go look at his analytics card too. It's hilarious because he's so good on the power play, but then his like 5v5 and defense is just so shit. it's really funny to look at. I don't know if he gets moved. I mean, if he does,
card, send it to me.
I think I do somewhere. I might have sent it a while ago, but I don't know if they want to move someone like Grizzly. I mean, maybe. I just don't think it'd be a very high price for him. And I don't really know if any of those teams that are listed there would actually trade for him. I don't really know who would. I think he just kind of stays put, but
Yeah.
who knows? It's Kyle Dubas.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and throw out the frickin' Utah Hockey Club out there. Actually, no, that's a.
What?
I don't know.
Buffalo.
You know what? It's gonna
Buffalo.
make.
I
It's
don't
gonna
know.
make me so mad when I say this. I don't care. Nashville, because Trotz is stupid.
I'm doxing you. I'm doxing
You know what? You said Detroit for Lindgren. I'll say Detroit for Grizzlick.
You know what?
Reign of bad defense.
Edmonton.
Yes. Edmonton.
We already said Edmonton for David
I
Savard.
don't care. They're getting both.
Okay. Number 30, we got another ex-Penguin here in Jason Zucker, who's having a great year.
Preds legend.
That's who they should trade, by the way. Instead
That's
of
who they
Cousins.
should trade. Yes, not Cousins, not
Yeah.
Owen Power, but Jason Zucker. 44 points in 54 games. He's having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
18 goals, probably gonna hit 30 goals this year, at least 25. I would think. You can get back a second round pick and a decent prospect this deadline for Jason Zucker, and this is where I think Vegas makes their move. I think they get Jason Zucker. He's from Vegas too.
I personally think that, again, this team needs scoring, just flat out scoring. I think LA gets him. think this is the year that LA decides that
I
it's
was
time to strike again in terms of being cup contenders.
I was gonna say LA actually. If not LA, just to make it interesting, maybe like Dallas. Maybe they could use some secondary scoring. They just load it up a little bit more. If you get a cheaper defender, maybe on the right hand side to just kind of fill out that role. Maybe you have room for Zucker there too. They have a
Definitely.
lot of centermen.
They do. All right, the final 10 players of this list. Here we freaking go. We got Joel Armia at 31. Kind of like Jake Evans. He's just on the PK, kind of fast, not a lot of scoring. Contenders will value him at 50% retention, which should be at like 1.7 million. I haven't said Washington yet this entire video because I think that they might just stand pat with the team they have. So I think they tweak her a little bit and get Joel Armia.
I agree. I think Washington would be probably the best bet.
That's the best fit for him, I believe.
Number 32, Carson Soucy had a great year last year, kind of bad this year. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. You can go anywhere. This might not even be like to a contender. It could just be here's a change of scenery to some random ass team.
And here you go, Anaheim. Done.
I was thinking Anaheim too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Next, I guess Nick Robertson. Nick Robertson.
I don't think he gets moved. I don't think he gets moved.
I don't think he gets moved either, unless they get unless it's like Vancouver for like Brock Besser or something. Unless it's something big, I don't think they want to get rid of him.
I'm not trolling when I say this.
Oh God.
Because I hope it happens to piss him off. Nick Robertson for Luke Shen.
Let's go! Let's go! I will do that.
Nick Robertson for Luke Shen. That's
Nick
how to get
Robertson
Luke Shen.
Let's go. Make it happen.
There you go.
Redeem
Nick
yourself.
Robertson for Luke Shen.
Redeem yourself, oh bald one.
Number 34, Olivier Bjorkstrand from the Seattle Kraken. I mean, good player. I think. How's he been doing in Seattle? I haven't really known. I know he was great in Columbus.
Yeah.
15 goals this year, 20 goals the last 2 years in Seattle, so he's probably gonna hit 20 goals again. He's usually a 50-point guy. I don't think he gets traded. I think that's kind of a weird name to bring up, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he gets traded.
I don't think he gets traded.
I don't think he gets moved.
Keandre Miller from the Rangers.
San Jose, so you can get in a fight with Georgiev again.
What? That was D'Angelo.
No, I thought.
What the?
No, didn't Georgiev got in a fight with somebody? Who was it?
It was D'Angelo. That's why he got kicked off the team.
I could have.
They waived him like the next day.
I could have sworn Miller and somebody got into a fight too. I could be misremembering.
Oh, that's
I don't know,
racist.
maybe.
What? How is that? All right. How is that? You're reaching there, bro. That's a reach.
I don't think he gets. Like, why? Keandre Miller is good. Why would they trade him?
Yeah, they shouldn't move him.
You have like two good defensemen. He's one of the good two defensemen. Besides Fox, obviously. It's Fox and Miller, that's it. So, like, why would they trade him? Are they stupid?
Yes.
I don't know. 36, John Gibson.
Oh my God! Every year we gotta talk about this guy.
I'm sick and tired of this dude.
Every year.
Shut up!
I'm
just
so
somebody,
done.
Somebody
just go to the next one. Just go to the next one. I don't even want to talk about it. Go to the next one.
Trevor Zegras from also the Anaheim.
Are we really doing? All right.
Oh, Zegras is so weird.
He's been bad.
He's not
He's been
good.
shit. You know what? Trevor Zegras is if Zach Bell became an NHLer.
Bro.
You're wrong.
No, you're not wrong, but
Zach Bell.
He has 16 points in 34 games this season, 15 and 31 last season. Like the guy's shit.
He's been hurt.
Yeah, but how do you go from 61 to 65 to
I
being
don't. I don't. Well, it seems like it happened
800
overnight. I can
per
tell you, I don't know
game?
how that happened, but
he had that one great year and he did the one cool play and then he made the NHL cover and then he shit the bed.
Um, I think Dixie D'Amelio did something to this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Montreal rumors out there, but that's just from a lot of like crazy Montreal fans on Twitter being like, "Does this trade even?" And it's like something so retarded.
Listen, Philly's linked. That'd be so fucking funny. Him
That
and
would be
Dort.
funny.
Dude,
That would be
could you
hilarious.
imagine Zegras and Bedard on a line?
Oh man, I don't want him to go to Chicago. You know what? I'm gonna say the Rangers because the Rangers are stupid and they probably trade Lafreniere for
Oh my
Zegras.
god,
Let's
that
be.
would make sense. Yeah.
All right. Speaking about the Rangers, number 38, we got Mika Zibanejad, who's shit.
Nobody wants him. Just skip if we're skipping Gibson, we gotta skip this guy. Nobody wants this fucking
I just
guy.
wanna
Yeah,
say,
he's not moving.
biggest power play merchant of all time. Like
What
enough
team
said,
what team gets on the power play like 8 times a game? Is there any team like
Vegas.
that? Alright, he's going to Vegas.
Number 39. I don't know why they would trade Jordan Kyrie.
No, don't do that. What are you doing?
Yeah, St. Louis,
Yeah,
do
I
that.
don't
Do that,
believe
St.
it.
Louis. Do that, St. Louis. Trade him to the East.
I don't believe it. And then number 40, it's the best penguin of all time, Eric Carlson. Um,
Toronto.
yeah. Does anyone want him?
No.
Probably not.
I heard Florida. People keep mentioning Florida, but I have Seth Jones going to Florida, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think he gets
I don't
moved
know.
to a contender
You
anyway.
know what? I know I said what did I say was going to Ottawa? I said was it Brian Dumoulin who I said was going to Ottawa?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I think they get Dumoulin and they're bringing back EK65.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it'd be a sweet ending to his career.
No.
Has anyone
Talk
ever
about-
seen? Has anyone ever seen what Eric Carlson eats pregame? Have I
No,
ever shown you
what
that
does he
video?
eat? What does he eat?
Oh, it's like it's weird. It's like spaghetti and meatballs, but then he puts like hot sauce and fucking other like raw onions and shit
What
in
the
there
fuck
too.
is
It's just
wrong
like
with this person?
it's like the weirdest concoction I've ever seen in my life.
What the fuck?
It's really bad. I gotta find the video.
Alright, just real quick. Do we want to circle back to John Gibson and Mika Zibanejad? Or not?
No,
Okay.
I'm not talking. John Gibson's never gonna get traded. He's gonna be a lifelong Duck. Like Perry and get slapped. They're gonna retire his number. He's never moving. He's just never moving. I'm so
Like
sick of
Jacob-
talking about that guy.
Jacob Chikrin was on like the trade rumors like for 5 years before finally getting dealt.
That is true, but Gibson's been on there for like 8.
Gibson's
Like, it's just not
Gibson's
happening.
been on the trade block since he's been drafted, basically. That's a
I'm
lot
pretty
of
sure his
people.
trade was a. I'm pretty sure his pick was traded. It was a Toronto pick.
Yeah. Toronto traded away the Gibson and the Raquel pick.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
That's terrible.
For wasn't that for Biggs? Wasn't that the Tyler Biggs move?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oof.
So LOL. Very, very funny. Anyways, yeah, that will do it for episode 108. It's we're like an hour and 4 minutes into the recording at this point. Yeah, so any closing thoughts, you guys, on this trade deadline? We're not doing a stream this year, by the way,
What?
because Rossi ditched us.
What?
Or is
No,
ditching
I
us.
didn't. I have a job.
I know you have a job.
Fuck you. Why can't you guys just do it without me?
And then
Sam
like, I have.
Sam O'Reilly has 2 goals. That's a close.
Oh yeah, Let's go.
He went like 15 games without a goal, which is kind of crazy
Hold on.
considering it's like a quarter of the season in the OHL. But he's
Hold
got
on.
2 goals this game.
Hold on. What day exactly is the deadline?
March 7th.
It's
so a
next.
week from now.
March 7th. What day of the week is that?
Friday.
Friday. It's a week from now. What do you think that means? Today's the 28th.
All
What?
right.
There's 20. Like, do the math.
I won't be able to join then.
But yeah, I know. That's what
If
I
it
just
was
said.
like Wednesday, if it was like next Wednesday, I could join.
But then, like, I don't know. Take it up with Bettman. Tell
So
Bettman
someone
to
call
make.
Batman and Daly.
All right, I'll
Get
call
this
back.
figured out.
Anyways, that'll be it for this episode. Our next podcast is probably going to be the playoffs or in our predictions.
Whoa.
We forgot to do the playoff predictions last year, but that's because literally no one had time to do it. I was busy, you were busy, Nick was busy, Ryan was busy. We were all busy, so we didn't get to do it. But yeah, hopefully there's activity over the next week. As soon as we end this podcast, I 100% bet you a trade's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened the last 2 times during free agency, and it pissed us off. I remember, I remember during the 23 one when Twitter was down. There's like 30
Oh, that
minutes.
sucked.
We end it, and then the Islanders announced like 10 signings. Like, what the fuck, man? Really?
That whole day sucked.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.